everybody. Welcome back. Today we're talking about something that's maybe really at the top of your mind as you're considering signing up for Right Way to Freedom, which is how is the recession affecting copywriting businesses? This year's been a wild ride. I'm not going to beat around the bush. It's definitely impacted all of our businesses in different ways. So we're going to touch just a little bit on what 2023 has looked like for us for the last 8 months. So, Mona, you want to kick us off?
I can kick us off. So I want to preface this by saying we've done a similar video on how the pandemic impacted our business. And for the most part, of course, we are only 3 experiences in a sea of experiences. But by and large, our businesses really weren't affected. If anything, our businesses grew during the pandemic and we got busier because our clients needed more content and stuff like that. The recession has been a completely different story. And honestly, a big shock. Going back to November of 2022, and this is just me telling my story, I felt like my business was rocking and rolling. And then November 2022 rolled around and I had so many of my clients be like, we're pausing work. We're suspending all work indefinitely with all of our freelancers. If we've given you work this month, don't turn in those assignments. We don't need them anymore. Budget cuts, budget cuts, budget cuts. And so I found myself in January of 2023 in this weird position where I had pretty much lost all of my clients except 1 or 2. And I felt like in a way I was starting from the ground up, not really, because I already have built up some credibility in the finance space, but I was having to cold email again and pretty much start the client acquisition process completely over, which was just something I was not expecting. But I'm in the finance niche. It seemed to have bounced back pretty quickly. So I had a lull period for a month or 2. And then by March, I pretty much had all the clients that I needed back. Summer was a little slow. I will say that I got all of my clients back, but a lot of them would be very spotty or they would go away for a few months and then come back. And before all of this happened in November, usually whenever I brought on a client, they were really good about giving me whatever type of work we had agreed upon. So 4 blog posts a month, 8 blog posts a month, whatever we'd agreed on. But for the most part this year, I had clients who would bring me on and be like, oh, yeah, we can give you 4 articles a month. And then they might give me 4 the first month and 1 the next. And then I wouldn't hear from them the next. And then they would have 4 the next. So it was just really spotty. Now, fast forward to August, which is the month that we're in right now. And I have had so many opportunities come my way. And once again, this is just my experience being in the finance niche. But I feel like August 2023, my business is more booming than it has been in any month that I've been freelancing ever. I've had so many clients or potential clients emailing me or reaching out to me on LinkedIn about doing test projects, which makes me really hopeful about what the rest of the year will look like. And that maybe this little hump that or I guess more of this dip that we went through, with the recession and stuff, is finally starting to bounce back. But yeah.
I love that. I think because you work with bigger brands, Cass, I feel like you're kind of ahead of the curve. What your big brand corporations do, I feel is kind of a glimpse into the future of what, for me working with smaller businesses, what it's going to be in the next couple months. I will say this year, I'm gonna echo Kels, is just bonkers, across the board. I feel like no one knows what's going on because we're in a recession, but actually technically not so much. I think, I don't know. I don't really get it. It's like a pretend recession. We're all afraid of a recession, so we're creating one because we're just afraid to spend money. So, and I'm noticing that a ton with other, I work mostly with small businesses, creatives. And so it's just this hesitation that I'm noticing where people, and first of all, I will say I always take January off. That's just something I've decided for myself, for my business. And so I kind of missed that because the inquiries I did have, I'd be yeah, let's chat in February. And then usually I have this full roster of February, March, even into April by then. And it was everyone who reached out was never mind, and was just terrified to spend money. And so then I was okay, great. I got some stuff I want to build this year. I'm just going to focus on my business. I'll just take that as a sign that this is giving me some free time that I normally would be spending on client work. And so it's just been a strange year. And then I did see, like you said, Cassidy, late spring, I feel like people were starting to think about investing money back into their businesses and were reaching out. but then like wouldn't book that initial client call, you know, like couldn't bring themselves to do that next step. And I've just noticed it's just really slow to like get to that final step, where normally it would be like people didn't even want to hop on that consultation call. They were just like, send me the contract and invoice. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And now you can sense the hesitation. I agree with you, Cass. I think it's like picking back up. I really think this fall is going to be really busy. I just think that's where we're headed. But it's always hard for me to gauge because I feel like my business just like roller coasters so much anyway. Like I said, it's like busy at the end of the quarter. Quarter four is always just bonkers. Everyone trying to get stuff done by the end of the year. I take January off. Spring's usually busy. Summer is slow just because a lot of people slow down in the summer. Again, with small businesses, families, I slow down in the summer. So I think it's like a lot of layers built in. So it's kind of hard for me to like objectively say like, this is all because of the recession. But I do think, and I think the question people are asking is like, is there work right now if I was going to make this pivot? And I agree with you, Cass. I think we're starting to see it pick back up. And I will be really curious if we decide to do like another update in a few months, like where we're all at.
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys have said. I mean, the sales cycle has just gotten a lot longer. It's kind of what it looks like from the sustainability side of things, that like it's taking people 6 months to make a decision about bringing someone on. And I'm seeing a lot more of like, previously it was like pretty easy to be like, hey, we should just set up a retainer for this. You'll get it every single month. We can do more strategy around it. I can help you in these ways. And right now people are kind of in the sustainability space. They're like, let's just do this one off. Let's just do this one off. Let's just do this one off, which is fine too, honestly, because at the beginning of this year, I also came to like a screeching halt out of nowhere and had to pivot pretty hard within my own business just to get some cash flow coming in. And I think that, you know, a lot of times when we talk about freelancing, it's like my 6-figure year and here's all the things that are going great and blah, blah, blah. And like at the end of the day, I think I'm just going to plug really hard too, that like, if you want to do this, make a little financial plan for yourself. Like go into this knowing that like these months are going to happen, because I wish I would have prepared a little bit more ahead of time for it. And all that is to say that if you need help with that, Cassidy does this for freelancers specifically and has some really great resources at Money Hungry Freelancers. So make sure you check that out in tandem, because that actually might be one of the only parts of the course that like Sarah doesn't really cover, because she doesn't want to give financial advice because there's a lot wrapped up into that. But it's good to have a plan. It's good to know that months like this are going to happen. I don't think we'll see, unless we hit like a really, really terrible recession, I don't know that we'll see one this bad again, just because this recession was also coupled with AI. And brands were like, what can we do with this? And can this replace this like part of my business that I'm paying for? And they're coming back now realizing that it can't, and that they still need writers. And now we just have Chat GPT to help us write a little bit faster. So jokes on them. But yeah, so it's been a much slower year compared to last year, but it is really, really promising to see August picking up a little bit, people investing in more, reaching out more, wanting to launch products again, wanting to start communities again. Like the businesses are trying to move forward too. Those things never went away. They just went on pause. So we'll probably have a mad dash at the end of the year, honestly, of everyone being like, go, go, go. We have to get everything done.
Yeah, but I feel very hopeful about what the rest of this year will look like, and maybe we can give like another update in January or something to talk about how the year closed out for all of us.
Yeah,
I love that.
Thanks so much for tuning into our video today. I'm Kelsey and this is Katie and Cassidy. And together we talk about what it's like to be in the program Write Your Way to Freedom to help you determine if it's the right fit for you or not. If anything from the videos today resonated with you or made you decide like, yes, this is it, I want to sign up, it would mean the world to us if you used our referral code. For full transparency, we do get a little bit of a monetary kickback every time somebody signs up that we split between the three of us. And we also make a donation to World Central Kitchen, which you can find out more information on via the link in our notes. So thanks so much for tuning in and check out the rest of our questions. We've probably answered the one that you have. Bye.